Stretch, black, stretch, make it bounce for real. Shorty love my deal, she love the way I rock.
I hit her with a trill.
Stretch, make it working, keep twerking, make it clap for real. Stretch, make it clap for real. Keep working, keep twerking, make it clap for real.
Uh-huh. Hey, welcome back to Guide Live. Welcome back to this special Tuesday afternoon, almost evening episode. Was supposed to hop on and show y'all love in the morning, but we are changing our schedule. So this might be just one of the unique special afternoon episodes. We're going to start doing things more in the morning on Mondays and Tuesdays, early in the morning around 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 10 a.m. Central time, which is 11 p.m., which would be 11 Eastern time, and then 9 a.m. Pacific time, right? We've noticed that we have a really early morning crowd, but we kind of have an afternoon crowd right now as well. So we've just been experimenting for the last 2 days, but let us know when's best. Should we do Guy Live in the mornings or the afternoons as y'all are getting off work and going home? All right, we're back on your favorite work-life podcast, and today we got some stuff to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world. You know, Monday is kind of rush hour for news and what's going on in the business world. But Tuesday, the cream rises to the top. So before I go in and start on my talking points today, I want to show y'all love and say thank y'all so much for joining me this lovely Tuesday. No matter where you're at, wishing you a heart of gratitude, love, and joy. And more importantly, y'all, fall is coming. For some of y'all, it's not cold where y'all are at yet, but it's getting there. With that said, I want to make sure y'all are staying warm, staying cool, and staying connected to y'all's loved ones this amazing season that we're in as we transition into fall. All right, y'all. Show some love. Let us know where you are tuning in from. This is Tim Salau, Mr. Future of Work, the chairman and CEO of Guide Group. Check us out at guidegroup.com. We are live on your favorite work-life podcast, Guide Live. You hear me? Podcast Guide Live. How y'all doing? Let me know so I can show you some love, and I will shout you out live right now. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We are live from the great Texas. You feel me? All right, y'all. With that said, look, let's talk about what's in the news today. What's going on in the business world? Because there's a lot going on, and y'all have told me y'all love it when I talk about these topics, man. Whether it be remote work, future of work, work-life balance, all of these things. Well, there's a lot going on right now, and because today is the day of gratitude, today is actually kind of official gratitude day based on what LinkedIn and other sites are saying. So today's the day where you give thanks, right, to that special someone in your life, your boss, maybe a software tool that you really, really love using, and you love the brand. So today, Tuesday, is World Gratitude Day. For some of you who don't know, so that means you gotta show up and you gotta give love today. You have to. Of all days in the world, today is the day to give love, give peace, and share, and tell someone that you care. So really quick, I want to give some gratitude out to Team Guide. Thank y'all so much for always, messing around with me on Guide Live, your favorite work-life podcast, and always supporting us at Guide, your favorite company, hopefully, and our amazing community in the guidegroup.com community, right? Thank you for always supporting us. We are grateful to have you as customers, members, community leaders, fans, however you want to term it. We are grateful for all of you. And we are grateful for the amazing people who work within Guide and my very, 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 very small team, from Taban to Sweetie to Lindsay and Cameron, who keep us functioning. I mean, we are a high octane, lean team, but we get it done. And with that said, giving my gratitude today to all of the people in my life, from my parents to my teammates and all the people who make up Team Guide. I want to challenge you all, and kind of strike this topic with you all. How many of you all feel appreciated in the work that you all do? Let's talk about it, because I think this is a really important topic when it comes to work-life balance, and then kind of thinking about your career and where you fit in, depending on where you work and what you do in your career. So if you're listening right now, let me know in the comments or take a mental note, right? Do you feel appreciated in your job? In your job. Let us know. Do you feel appreciated in your job? And the reason why I ask this is that it's not because today's World Gratitude Day. That's just icing on the cake for this topic, but it's because most working Americans, and to a degree, you can even stretch this internationally, most people don't feel appreciated in their job. Does that surprise you? Doesn't surprise me. A lot of people are working in jobs they don't really care about, and the people they work with don't care about them. It's true. It's 100% true. Many of you have experienced this in your job, or you know someone that has experienced this in their job, right? I at work before. In fact, there is data because all of these data people. We got some data people who listen to in. Data says, and this is data right now, right? And sometimes I don't even be trusting some of these surveys because everyone has their own intent behind data. But this data is from potentially a neutral party in workplaceinsights.net. And they had a survey. They reported a survey with Peldon Rose that found that less than 45% of employees actually feel appreciated at work. And only 2/3, which is 65%, report feeling happy, which is good. At least 2/3 of people in the working world, or that they surveyed, right? Because we can't even generalize it to that extent. 2/3 of the people that they surveyed who work, right? And they surveyed people in construction and manufacturing, media and communications, hospitality and leisure, medical and health, real estate, IT and tele. They pretty much got the entire industries that obviously keep the world going, right? They surveyed all of these people and they found that 2/3 of people feel appreciated, whereas 25%, well, nearly half respondents, 49%. Yeah, 45%. So 45%. 45% of employees actually appreciated work, and 2/3 report feeling happy. So less than half, 45% of employees actually feel appreciated. Meaning, what's going on with the rest of the 55%, right? Right. I think I love this survey because I think they kind of did it in a cohort and it went deep, and I think they not only addressed feeling appreciated, but are you happy, which is good. They had a range of different what's it called proxies to gauge and gauge their results and their report, which is good, meaning that they did well with the survey. So right, like I like it. And the survey, by the way, it's a recent survey, March 20th, 2019. Not super recent as in this year, but 2 years ago, which is pretty reasonable, especially given how the pandemic has changed things in the world of work, so on and so on, right? So this begs the question to ask, if only 45 respondents, which is less than half of people surveyed in this report, feel appreciated at work, what's happening with the rest of the people? What's going on with them? Are they working in loveless jobs? Unfulfilling jobs? Well, if that's the case, I think one of the things I want us to talk about today is that, if you are working in a role, whether it's remote, on site, doesn't matter. If you are working a role where you don't feel as if you're being recognized for what you are doing, the work that you're driving, how you're adding to that culture, hopefully you're adding to the culture, it is time for you to reconsider and maybe design the career path that you want. I want to say it again. It is time for you to reconsider and design the career path that may work better for you. And that's a bold and pretty candid statement, because there are a lot of people who make it okay to be in a job where they don't feel appreciated. And the reality is that when you work in a role such as that and you don't feel appreciated, maybe 90 days into the role, 180 days into the role, a year into the role, which is 365 days, y'all. So if you don't see appreciated 90 days in, 180 days in, you kind of have a sense of what it's going to be like working there, right? If you work in a role where you don't have a great rapport with your boss, and then your boss's boss, your skip, whatever they call it in whatever organization, you kind of have a pattern of what life is going to be like at that organization for not only the short term, but the midterm, 5 years in, and then the long term, if you choose to be a lifer at that company to a degree, right? And I believe one of the most important forms of, on top of psychological safety, is actually creating a culture of gratitude within companies. Let me repeat that: a culture of gratitude, meaning people are grateful to be able to work where that company, in terms of at that company, with the people within that company, with the leaders and the teammates that they go to work with. They're grateful, right? One of the biggest things I've realized is some of the companies I've worked with in the past and prior is that there's not a lot of gratitude being shared or being echoed in specific team or workplace cultures. And it's because many companies and many jobs, they paint you the dream, right, to get you in because it's great marketing, it's great branding. Come work at X, come work at here, come have an experience of the lifetime on our product team at this. We just raised $40 million, so come work here, right? They sell you the dream out of the gate, but once you get there, what they sell you doesn't really match the culture, right? And that becomes really tough for people. It really does. It really affects people psychologically in the long term. So if you are listening to this right now, you shouldn't work in a role where you don't feel appreciated. But I don't only want to tell you that. I also want to share tactics. I want to share 2 tactics to help you build confidence, one, in that role, but also express yourself to your manager or your teammates if you're not feeling appreciated and you feel as if you're doing work to garner appreciation, recognition, or gratitude, right? Not only should you be able to express this in a good culture and with a good boss, you shouldn't feel scared. You should feel safe too, right? So here are 2 tactics. If you find yourself one day brave enough, and these tactics need to be applied by you, one of the biggest things that you should do to spark this conversation with whoever is your teammate or your manager at your place of work is you should ask them, how do they show appreciation? Shout out to my boy Baller. I said Baller. He's a baller, but it's Bola. Adesope, hard truth. Things inside are not exactly the same as when viewed from outside. Too common. Just the names. Experience usually differs. 100%. 100%. I've experienced it. I'm sure Bala has experienced it. And millions of Americans have experienced it. Millions of Americans actively probably experience it in the world of work, especially given to what the survey said by, okay, we got to get the name right. The survey said by Insights. I'm sorry, Peldon Rose. Insights by Peldon Rose. So check out this survey. I will link to it in my comments, right? A lot of people don't feel appreciated. But once again, going back, a strategic tactic that I encourage you all to employ is strike the conversation with your teammate or your leader, your manager. How do they look to feel appreciated in their work? Because everyone is different, right? I'll tell you, for me, honestly, I'm a big words of affirmation guy. I found that, right? So it's not, I lead our company, a guy, and I'm the operator, I'm the chairman. It's a thankless role. Being a CEO, being in any leadership position, it's a thankless role. You have to kind of embrace that and keep going. Like, more importantly, you're probably going to be asked to do a lot of things, and you're going to have to synthesize feedback, and you're gonna have to grow through feedback and welcome feedback, welcome criticism, welcome constructive feedback, all kinds of things. Welcome insight, welcome input. But one of the ways I look to feel appreciated, even as a leader, is just a simple, oh, great job. Simple as that. Thank you. Things like that, small things like that go a long way for many people, right? You would be surprised by how many people work in cultures and environments where they don't even feel seen. Like, get less a thank you. They don't feel seen. They feel as people just completely look over them, neglect them. And you see this a lot. A lot of people who are minorities face this issue. And I'm speaking women, Black, gender fluid, LGBTQIA plus. When you're a minority, you face this, right? Or you face, all kinds of different microaggressions and bias that make you feel overlooked, right? So one of the ways, one tactic is to really spark with your, manager or your teammate. How do they expect to feel appreciated, right? And have a conversation about it, a deep conversation. See if maybe that conversation can lead them to better engaging with you and making you feel appreciated in that role, right? And also you expressing appreciation to them, vice versa, right? And you can correspond with them. The last tactic, and I believe it's a pretty powerful tactic as well, and growing this culture of gratitude within your company, right? And I'm speaking to the person who, you're not maybe the leader at your company. You don't have a team that you lead. Even better if you do, but you are just one person that wants to feel recognized, and you want to start that, right? Within the culture, kind of this culture and this trend of gratitude. Be that person, and this is a tactic. Be that person every single day that shows up with an attitude of gratitude. I want to repeat myself. Be that person every day that shows up with an attitude of gratitude. Don't matter if you're working on site, remote. Be that person that shows up every single day with an attitude of gratitude. Man, when COVID-19 happened, which is about a year and a half ago, almost a year and 7 months ago at this point. Look, y'all, when COVID-19 happened, you would be surprised by how many workplaces went under, not only because they couldn't adapt from a product and innovation standpoint, but because their cultures completely went down because people started becoming so negative, and the COVID-19 was so stressful, and this is by default, given the nature of the pandemic and how it affected so many aspects of our life. Workplace cultures went down because people started feeling desolate. People started feeling hopeless. People started becoming infuriated with their jobs, the government. All kinds of things were happening. That negativity affects the workplace, right? So you can just only imagine what attitudes and specific organizations were like when it came to just even coming to work or working from home or having to change your routines. A lot of people weren't having it. A lot of cultures just became toxic just by default, given how humans and people were expected to adapt during that time. But imagine if you were that person that no matter, you had to work on site, hybrid, or you had to work from your coffee shop near your job, or you had to work from home in your basement, right? Imagine if you were that person that always came with an attitude of gratitude online and in person, right? Right now. Imagine if you were that person. The way people adopt you, the way people embrace you, the way people engage you in your work will always be different. I had a boss once when I was working at a company called GSD&M, which is an ad agency. One of the things he told me he really appreciated about me, gratefully, I'm glad, and this is one of the things that I really loved about him, because he was able to express gratitude. He was enough of a man and a leader to express gratitude. He said, one of the things I always appreciate you is that you always come to work with a smile, with energy, and you're looking up. And I'll be honest with y'all, not every day do I go to work with a smile. Some days I'm just like in my bed, I'm like, oh my God, right? I gotta go to work, right? Even for me, Even as a company owner, I gotta go to work. Right. But he said one of the things he appreciated about me when I was working at GSM is that you always come to work with a smile, right? With energy. And I appreciate that. Be that person with gratitude, an attitude of gratitude, because it dictates how everyone else treats you. You smiling, you saying compliments, even if you don't like their shirt. It goes a long way. It goes a really long way. All right, y'all. That is the trending topic I really want to dive deep on today. There's others on my mind, but y'all know we keep it bite-sized here at Team Guide. Want to shout out to Team Guide, Bola, for really chiming in with the great commentary. Make sure you show us some love. Check out our new site at guidegroup.com. Shop with us at bigblacktea.com. Get you some tea as we go into the fall and winter season. bigblacktea.com. And get ready for a big surprise. We're not telling you what it is yet, but we've been really working hard at Guide to make sure this fall and winter season is amazing for you, us, and just our entire community. All right, y'all. As always, stay hip, stay loving, stay abundant. I am going to gotta check it out with me. Thank you, Bola. I appreciate you. I'm going to ease you all out to one of the songs on my recent LP, Demaya Joseph. Hopefully you like it. It's probably one of the most popular songs. I like it as well. It's called Jeans on the Way. Check it out. Hey.
I'm on the way, been pushing bricks on bricks on bricks on bricks.
It's second grade.
Money stress on long, baby, know the flex don't fade. I need a beat, I say over rock me like she Jay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
so she run
whoa,
away.
whoa,
Racks,
whoa,
racks, racks, racks on
whoa,
bread.
whoa,
Racks on racks on racks on racks like in the days.
whoa,
Shorty
whoa,
love me, all they
whoa,
need, she love the
whoa,
ways it takes.
whoa,
Baby,
whoa,
mama told me I'm a when she love my taste. Little trap, mommy's telling me I live like Dre. I told her, nah, baby,
It's just not that DNA.
I need a BBT who gon' love me like she crave.
Whoa.
I need a bad beat who
Whoa.
gon' love me like
Whoa.
she babe.
Yeah.
I need a sexy thing who gon' love to misbehave. I need a Texas mommy who let diamonds in her chain. I need a white mommy who sips that cream and cake. I need a trap mommy who gon' tell her
Turn up.
I need money.
Big stacks, baby.
My mama whole squad jump crazy. We don't want that.
All right, y'all. Peace.